I really believe in paying taxes because when you pay taxes, it's like you shouldn't feel no kind of way dialing 911. You know what I'm saying? Literally, where were we the other night? We was at the Hit Factory. It was yesterday. They were shooting like 4 or 5 shots and shit.
Well, here in Miami. Oh yeah, because that's in the hood. Yeah.
So, you know.
Oh, yeah, across the street is there.
Yeah. So Kelly comes in. She's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" We're in a session. She says, "Can I talk to you a second?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, so they're shooting in the parking lot. I'm leaving." I'm like, "Where the fuck are you going and shooting outside? You act like the fucking, the Uber or the Lyft is gonna pull up in the middle of the shit." But literally, I'm not a tough guy. I knew I'm staying my ass inside. And the fucking FBI is on speed dial, bro. You're a fucking tough guy. You people say things about snitching. I'm fucking snitching, bro. Yo, everybody plays their part. This is a movie. You guys, everybody plays their part. They're tough guys that don't snitch. I'm snitching.
All right. Let's take it easy. Okay, so Pharrell's snitching. You know, I seen this and I'm like, should we talk about this? Because Pharrell snitching, that's like saying my mom would snitch. Of course Pharrell's snitching. You know what I mean? Of course he's snitching. But that's besides the point. I don't want to talk about that because that's not a story. I don't care about that. I want to talk about you. Okay. When you grew up, right?
Why'd you take that long pause? Now I'm scared.
Why be scared? I like to think before I talk. You know.
Lies.
I won't even. Anyways, so when you grew up, right? Did you grow up in an environment, and around people, where snitching was not accepted? Just yes or no? Okay. Me too. Okay.
You're getting yes or no's from these, definitely.
Good. So now, 2020, Dre, leading into 2021, grown man, I'm assuming totally different life. Do you still live by those ideals?
Yes.
Okay, so to be clear, you don't indulge or do any of those things that would constitute following any type of code. 2021 Dre, 2020, 2021, you still believe in those ideals?
Of no snitching, yeah, I do.
Okay, so let me say that. So when I grew up, I 100% grew up around people, that where that code applies. I may or may not. That's for you to find out, and you ain't gonna hear from me. May or may not have done. Yeah, I guess so, didn't I? Anyways, may or may not have done a couple of things that would implicate me in a couple of things. So yeah, I did grow up, with that no snitching mentality. This is over 20 years ago, right? And
right.
2020, 2021 Chris Green, I'm snitching. I'm a totally different person.
Okay.
So
that's good to know.
I take these side. It is good to know, and I also think that that's important, right? Because so I take the side of what Pharrell was saying, just in the sense that, look, don't put me around this stuff. You know what I mean? Let me also say it a different way. If you put me around this stuff where people can get implicated and hemmed up and things like that, and it's down between me and you, it's gonna be you. And here's why. See how you just said it's good to know? So you just said it's good to know, right?
Yeah.
You gotta let people know who you are. You know what I mean? If you don't let people know who you are, you're not being fair to them. Because if somebody does, do like criminal activity and you come across like, yeah, you're totally fine with it, you're down with the shits, don't worry, I'll never say anything, and then something does happen and then you tell, that's not fair to that person. If that person knew that was you, they just wouldn't bring that stuff around you, and you guys could still be friends and hang out and whatever else you want to do. They just know that you're not down with this. cool, I won't bring this around you. So, again, I go back to you got to let people know who you are. And then once I let you know who I am, and if you choose to still bring that around me, and then something happens, and I say something, why are you surprised? Why are you mad? You can't be either of those things.
Right.
Right? So that's why I have no problem publicly saying, yes, I will do that. I don't reap any of the benefits from that life. I'm assuming in that life you make lots of money really fast. I'm not getting any of that. You understand what I'm saying? So you just happen to bring that around me, even though I told you don't do that. I'm not with it. So all the stuff that you were doing leading up to that moment where we're in a legal situation and you were living this life, the fancy clothes. Look at my neckline, eh? You were wearing the fancy clothes and the fast cars and the this and the that. I didn't reap any of those benefits. And I could have. I chose otherwise. I chose not to do that. So, yes, if I tell you that I would do that and you bring it around me, don't be surprised. Don't be mad. Go ahead.
Right. So, anyway, the reason that I said that to you was, I wanted to hear your opinion of it. But, of course, hip-hop is so big on not snitching or whatever. So my personal feelings on it is this, man. Don't get yourself involved in things that you can't handle, right? I would never snitch if I was in a situation to where something was going down that I didn't want to be a part of. Guess what I do? I excuse myself from that situation, and that way I don't have to be a part of it. Nah, I'm not doing this. We out, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm in a situation or if I'm in a house, or because a lot of times people will get hemmed up because they'll be at a house or at a place where something's going down, and they might not know what's going down. That does happen, right? So let's say that happens. If I walk into a crib and I see a bunch of stuff going down, a lot of times if you're in that house, stuff isn't hidden. Like there's stuff out, there's stuff all the way around. You know what the vibe is. If you walk into a crib and you see that vibe, and you once you realize what the vibe is, you choose to stay there, and you get booked up. Those type of people that choose to snitch, I can't fucks with that, because you knew what type of situation you were in the first place. If you didn't want to be there, excuse yourself from that situation. It's very simple.
100%.
It's so easy. That's why I'm still on the same tip that I am from when I was young, because if you know you're that type of person, then you should never be in a situation where that could be a possibility. You need to excuse yourself from that situation.
100%.
And a lot of times the people will stay. That's the problem. They'll stay, they'll chill, they'll be around it, and then when shit gets serious, because they do reap the benefits, you get to hang out with your boys, you probably get some free juice, free weed, whatever. There might be bitches there, whatever's going down. You want to benefit and you want to reap from that. But then when you get booked up, then you want to open your mouth and say now you're not a part of it. And it's not just those situations. There's other things too. But that's how I feel.
Yeah, because even with that situation, Dre, we're talking about friends now, right? Because we just talk about coming to hang out and paraphernalia and things like that being left around and whatever. Look, man. Let's just say me. I show up to one of these things and I see all this stuff lying around. First of all, I'm leaving. First of all, I wouldn't even go.
Okay, smart.
I wouldn't even
Very
go.
intelligent.
But anyways, but the point is let's just say I show up, right? Those people should be like, get the hell out of here. This ain't for you. Why
it's
you let
not
me
their
stay?
Responsibility. They are not your parent. They are not your guardian.
No.
You're a grown-ass man.
No, you're
a grown-ass man.
Hold on for a second. Of course I'm a grown man. But Dre, we're talking about jail time.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you,
and you guys are friends,
so
you should be able to hang out.
Hold on. So what I'm saying to you is I'll put the shoe on the other foot now, and I'm the criminal, and I have paraphernalia all over the place and this and that and whatever, and then all of a
You're
sudden,
a criminal that says paraphernalia,
and all of a sudden you walk in, and I know that you're not about this, right?
Okay.
And you're my boy, and everybody there is having a great time,
right?
And you walk in. I'm not letting you stay. Because if I know what you're about, I'm not letting you stay. Yo, you gotta go. This ain't for you. I'm not letting you stay. Because I wouldn't put you in that situation. And not only would I not put you in that situation, I wouldn't put me or any one of my guys who are there in that situation. You know why? Because if something happens where, cops come, yo, whose friend is this? Who let this guy hear? Who's telling on everybody? Who let him hear?
Yeah, but
That's
see,
my
that's
friend.
that doesn't even make no sense to me. See, when they're little kids, see, like when you live on the block, and let's say you live in one of those areas that's known for like drugs and all that shit, and you have we've all heard the story. They have like the kid who's really good at basketball, or he's really good at football, or whatever, and you'll have the guys around the hood like protect him and be like, nah, you can't get involved in this. You have like real talent. See, when you're a kid, of course the hoodmans are gonna be the ones to tell you, say, yo, this isn't for you. This isn't where you need to be. You have talent. You need to go out somewhere else. But when you're grown, when you're a grown ass man, ain't nobody making no decisions like that for you, bro. You
You're
know what
missing
it
the point.
is.
You're missing the
You
point.
know, no, I'm catching
No,
the exact,
you totally missed it.
point you're saying. You're saying
No, you missed it.
if I am aware of the type of person that it is that's coming to the crib, if I am aware of how they stand, and they let me know from time this is how they stand and this is the type of person they are, I know that, and they show up to the crib, you're saying that I should be the one to be like, nah, bro, you can't be here because things are going down, and you already told me you're not part of that, so you should leave. Like I should be the one, or the bad guy should be the one to say that. Is that what you're saying?
So that's part of what I'm saying. The larger point to what I'm saying is, why would I want a snitch around me if illegal shit is going down? I'm not telling you to leave all for your benefit. I'm telling you to leave for my benefit and everybody else who is theirs benefit. Why would I want that around some illegal shit? I know if something happens, you're gonna snitch.
I'm not around. Listen, I'm not. It would be stupid to invite somebody like that to an actual
We're not talking about
trap house,
right? We're not
but
talking.
let's say we're all at a party. Let's say we're all at a party,
Yeah.
right? And we're just at a party or whatever, and men's them are dealing, or they're at a club, and men's them, you go with your boys, you guys are at the club, you're chilling, whatever, you're in a booth, and men's them are out there and they're making money in the club. They're finding ways to make money in the club or something, and they end up getting booked. They end up getting caught from somebody dealing. They go to everybody, and everybody's like, listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Why would that one person feel the need to be like, yo, I saw this guy selling drugs, da-da-da-da-da. Why would he feel, why would you?
Yeah, but okay, that's a horrible scenario because obviously why would he? You're right. They're in a club.
Right. So,
I'm not talking
okay.
about a club. That's a public space.
So I'm saying there's situations where I would invite somebody like that. I would, and then there's situations where I wouldn't. That's what I'm getting at. There's certain situations, obviously, common sense. If I put myself in a trap house, I'm not going to invite that type of person. But those type of people that we're talking about are the same ones who would snitch, even if they were at a club. There's people on that level because they just don't want to get in trouble. And the cops will come to them like, listen, I know this is your friend, so if he goes down, you're going down with him. Well, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm not going down for anything right now."
Well, there's also common sense. Even if you would knowingly snitch, there's common sense. There's things that you should know. Like, because again, if we're talking about your friend, this is not a total complete stranger. This is your friend, and you're in a club with presumably hundreds of people, low lighting and things of that. Like, how could you be tied to that? You'd be like, yeah, I just went to the club with my friends. I don't know what they're doing.
You got to be smart about where you invite the person. Is what I'm getting at, right?
You're right. But also, even as the snitch, why would you just toss your friend to the wolves like that? What evidence? What real proof? You understand what I'm saying? It's not like anything
that happens though, because people start shitting their pants. Like the cops will come down. You've seen it. You've
heard
about
I
it.
guess there's degrees. There's degrees to snitching.
That's why I don't think there's degrees. I think either you're a snitch or you're not a snitch. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick and choose.
Well, I think you can. Because the reason why I say that is because in that exact scenario that you just gave, with
you wouldn't snitch.
Club,
I know,
no, of course not, because that doesn't make any sense. I have more
sense
than that.
I would not designate you a snitch. I would not designate you a snitch.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not about that shit. Don't put that shit around me. Period. Ever. Because I'm not going down for none of that. Because I don't reap any of the benefits. I didn't choose that life, so don't bring it around me. Now, with that being said, I'm also not stupid either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, between me and you, I didn't sign up for this. Between me and you, So if I get put into that little tiny room where I'm being interrogated and they're trying to get me to roll on one of my friends and the police have shit, well, guess who ain't gonna say anything?
Right.
Me. Because I'm not stupid.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But there, you can understand that in that same scenario that you're putting yourself in, there would be somebody who would roll, who would absolutely tell, tell everything.
So I
That's
remember
the person I consider to be a snitch.
So I remember Pusha T being on Joe Budden's podcast talking about the Drake beef, and Pusha T said, if we were if we were friends, depending on the type of person you are, you couldn't, I'm paraphrasing here, you couldn't come to the mall with me. And what Pusha T was saying is, if I go to the mall with you and we get into some sort of altercation where there's a fight or whatever like that, and you choose to run, I'm going to be mad at you for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I'm going to be mad at you for the rest of my life because you didn't hold me down. You didn't scrap with me, whatever. So rather than me putting you in a situation where you might do that and me be mad at you for the rest of my life, I'm going to just not invite you to the mall. Whenever I go to the mall, you just ain't coming because I don't know how you're going to react. Same thing. If I'm going to the club, well, nigga, I guess I might run into you there. You ain't coming with me, though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, self-preservation is what I'm trying to say. On the snitch's side, because the snitch is trying to make sure he stays out of jail. Self-preservation. On the criminal side, I don't want to go to jail. Self-preservation. I don't want you around me. You know what I mean?
Be smart. Be smart on both sides. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It's be smart. It's be smart on both sides. But like, for me, there's no in-betweenies. There's no in-betweenies. I think that's why I have the difference, and that's why I have the stance I have. It's just because, like I gave you the example that you just said. I would not designate you as somebody who's a snitch because I gave you a scenario, and in that scenario you chose not to tell. I feel like a snitch is somebody who only is concerned with their own preservation, and that is all the time.
Whatever. So, yo, don't listen to Dre, man. Keep that shit away from me. Yo, let me know what you guys think, man. But snitching. First of all, snitching is about as popular as Tekashi in 2018 and 19. So that should tell you something. Again, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, you guys, we put out new videos every single morning at 10 a.m.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe. Check out these videos right here and subscribe right down here. We're trying to get to at least 100 followers. We're not far, man. Subscribe.